This is just a form that's saying that I'm still work here, just to verify the employment for me. I need it for my student loan stuff.
Do you need a vote that you still work here?
I mean, if you want
I'm just
to. You sign right there.
I wouldn't do it like that if there was a motion.
The time yet?
1 minute.
You got a copy of that agenda around in your office? For Sarah book coming or?
I don't think she's gonna make it. She says she might, but. Okay, now it's time.
All Council City Council meeting order January 16th, 2024, 7 o'clock p.m. Any additions to the agenda? No additions to the agenda. We got any citizen comments? No citizen comments. Approve the minutes of regular council meeting January 2nd, 2024. I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve regular council meeting January 2nd, 2024.
Got a motion on the table. I hear a second.
Second.
Second by Aaron. All in favor? Passes 3-0. Show Sarah Wolf being gone and Kyle Bunker being gone. I'd entertain a motion for appropriation ordinance of 12/31/23, API $9,790.45.
Make a motion to approve appropriation ordinance 12-31-23 API in the amount of $9,790.45.
Got a motion on the table. Here a second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0. The same two going. Entertain a motion for the appropriation ordinance 01-1624 AP of $79,223.29.
Make a motion to approve appropriation ordinance 01-16-24 AP in the amount of $79,223.29.
Have a motion on the table. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Got a second by Aaron Raines. All in favor? Passes 3-0. Department heads, committee reports, electric department. Curtis?
I got nothing.
I have nothing. Any questions for Curtis from the council? No questions?
No.
Everything good? Okay. Water department, Jason.
The only thing I have is on the street bid on that. I got Chris. It should have been, I think Pam copied it off there.
Is that what? Continue.
No, I talked to Romero and a couple others, and they said they weren't interested because they don't have the equipment to do that big a job.
Is that with curb and gutter?
That's with curb, everything, yep, and going on into the side, going into the that approach of the grocery store around our water meters where those trucks park. That's, yeah, 8 inches thick. I didn't get time to talk to him about, I talked to, Bob and I were talking about maybe making that a little thicker, just for the trucks, weight of it. So I didn't know, I didn't get it yet, but if you guys want me to go out of town to get more bids, I will. If you want to try to keep it in here with Chris, then that's probably your best bet. And then I'll see if he wants to go deeper. If you guys just want to throw, I'm not for sure how much extra concrete would be to go that much more, you know, like a 10-inch concrete or something. But he's making it, he's getting it strong, he's putting that stuff into it and everything, so that's what it is as of now.
You have anything else?
No, that's it.
When I read this, I understand there's a price there, but I'm used to having it very specific what I
Itemized?
want. Like, and engineer's report,
Yeah.
hire somebody.
Well, that's what Chris kind of threw out there, and I had to make that up. Every time he does it, I make them up myself.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I just, if you guys ever get to Stafford, you know, where the Dollar General store went in,
Mm-hmm.
that's 12 inches thick.
Yeah.
And that's just for the amount of trucks coming in and out. So it may cost $5,000. I have no idea what it's going to cost. $3,000 to $5,000 to get a civil engineer in there.
I think this is just the bid, just to see how much it's gonna cost. But like, if we are seriously about doing it, we're definitely gonna need an engineer to engineer all the drainage,
Exactly.
the condition, like, you know, the truck, the weight of the trucks and everything. And also we need to get a survey done, even though like we have the survey from White, but on the south side, we don't have any of that survey done. So we wanna know where to begin and where to stop. So, but I think this is just to get a price to see how much it's gonna be. I don't think it's like a set in stone of what we want.
Well, I wouldn't say it's set in stone
Yeah.
at all. And I just think get a bid, find out what the base is supposed to be like. If we're gonna do it, you know, it may be 75 to 100,000. You know, we don't know at this point. Then we could put it out as long with you. I just looked through the internet just to see what other companies are around here. We could call Stafford and see who they use for that intersection. If it's somebody, I think it's out of Pratt. I think they use Smiley.
Well, I didn't know if you guys would, you know, keep it in town. That's what I was always told, so I just did it in town. So,
I don't know, Pam, maybe you can help me out on this. Don't we just put this out to a sealed bid for
Yes,
over a
we
certain
can.
dollar amount?
I mean, yeah, we can put it in the newspaper and stuff like that, and people can bid, but, you know, until I know for sure that you guys are seriously wanting to do this, I didn't want to get the word out.
What's the next step then if we want to see how
So-
serious we are?
So I would get bids in. The next thing we need to do is first thing we need to do is we need to get some engineering company to come in, put a bid in of what they need to be doing and how much is that gonna cost. The next step is after the engineering, then you get the concrete companies to come in and like, okay, this is what we want, the curb, the gutter, all the whole 9 yards, and then this is how much it's gonna be. And the third step is how we're gonna pay for it. We're gonna take out a bond, a loan. Yeah, so I think that's how it should go.
I think before you get too excited here, I think you better look at the drainage problem,
Well, that's what.
because that water goes down 9th Street, or whatever street that is, 7th Street, was a problem several years ago. There's a sewer line that crosses from Bob Eyes over to that lift station that's only about that far under the ground. And you can't cut a ditch to drain that to the state because of that sewer line. And that's what we fought for years.
still,
So there's gonna have to be some pretty serious plumbing decisions made before we start this project.
Would we have that same problem if we asphalted it? The drainage issues? I mean, would
we'd have to
there
still,
be that big
you'd
of a
have to still
concern?
do your, you know, the,
You still want curb and gutter.
yeah, you still want that, because it wouldn't stay on there anyway. But that was the reason, I'd like to see it from there, concrete to Hample, and then, maybe then later on, then we could do some asphalt from there on to Prairie. But that way, because those trucks are gonna just tear it up anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's smart to do concrete to those entrances. But
I was hoping that, you know, like if we get this done, maybe another year or two or whatever, maybe we could, or after pay that off or whatever, and then do it from right there to a little further past Hample's driveway.
But the drainage, the sewer line is gonna have to be addressed and deepened completely across that street. There was a plan put together several years ago by Jack Davis, and it was engineered to put a street through there. And that paperwork, I would like to think it's still here. It might save the engineer a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to have to get the state on board, because to drop that into that state. See, that water breaks out there about White's. It goes north to the Rattlesnake, and the rest of it goes down to that, the hole that they took the dirt out of for something, I don't remember. It goes south from that point. So that's gonna have to be really looked at pretty close for drainage.
Okay.
And it's low over by in front of Smith's house and the nitrate plant. There used to be a big lake there to the north. I'm not trying to disrupt anything, I'm just explaining what happened back 25 years ago, 30.
No,
But that
I'm glad
drainage
you brought
is
it
a
up.
big problem. And I'm not against the concrete, but it needs to go past Hamples somewhere out there. Because you got that truck traffic going into Hamples. If you're gonna
Right.
put the concrete in it, you might as well pick at it too. But that sewer line does go across there about 30 foot east of their property line. And it's just, how far is it under the road?
I'd say it's like 12 to 14, if that.
Is it that? Okay. I didn't think it was that much.
That's
We
pretty
got
close,
into
because
it.
I was getting nervous when I was trying to grade that up when I was pulling that ditch, and we were getting close.
But it
But that
dropped.
ditch has filled in a lot since 3 years ago, or whenever we
But
did.
doesn't it
4 years
drop
ago.
into that lift station?
No, it comes from there. It just comes into that meter can, or the can there, and then goes on, and then goes over to it.
So that runs through the middle of the street, right, Jason?
Mhm.
The way I remember.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can we deepen that line, or do you know?
I don't know that we could, but John, you might be able to.
Somebody can, unless
Might be able to.
unless it's going into the bottom of that drainage.
But I'm just, you'd have to, when you did that, you'd have to take out put a deeper manhole in there.
That's what I was getting at.
And then once you did that, then we'd have to dig down and pop another hole into the lift station. And yeah, it's gonna cost.
Any ideas, thoughts?
Do you want to see
I mean, to me, I
a
think we need,
plan? Or
yeah, we need,
I can
in my
reach
opinion,
out.
there's not,
I didn't know if you could sit there and go underneath his line coming in, get go out to the ditch right at the base, put a culvert underneath that line, and then turn it, and then bring it up right there by the curb, and just whenever everything comes right to there, and then hopefully it'll go on in that culvert on out to the ditch. The only problem is once it fills up, because we get a bunch of rain, it's just going to fill up a puddle there. But once it gets going, then it won't take long to get drained back down. That's what I thought. That's what I kind of thought we could try to do.
So we try and see if we can find this report.
With a grate.
Yeah.
He mentioned it's about 20 years ago, so
Oh, he would have it.
well, upstairs there's a lot
Oh.
of document. It's gonna take some time to find, if I can find it at all. I mean, I will try and see if I can. Just,
I guess what's a reasonable amount of time before it's not worth your time?
I can't answer you that.
Who
It might
did
be
the
the
report?
first thing.
I can't tell you.
well,
It
Jack
might-
Davis wouldn't have done the report.
No, he was
But,
on council
he
back
would've
then.
been-
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Jack was the one telling me about it.
okay. If he could remember who did the report,
I
I
can
may be
ask him.
able to go to that consultant,
You might call
and they
him,
might
yeah.
have a record of it,
Yeah.
which might be the fastest of any solution, if you can figure out who did it.
I
And
think
they
it was
would
probably
have-
EGH.
Because we were going to drop, the way Chris was talking, we're going to drop short of the ditch anyway. And then just put a bunch of riffraff in there. And then just let it go on past, hit that. When it hits that, you got to get it leveled up. And when it hits it, because it's not that much of a drop off now. Because when we get down to, he wants us to do the rip it with the grader and get it down to level, we're past the grocery store drive. And by the time you get over there to that side, it's going to be pretty close. So I don't even think we're going to have to dig down that. I don't think we'll hit that line by the time it's all said and done.
I don't know.
Yeah, without just going in there and shoot it. You know.
Depends on where that drop of that ditch is on the state, is what it's
Yeah.
gonna depend on.
Yeah. Well, if there isn't, I know our water line's out there, but it's plenty deep. So I just don't think that, I think we'll be able to dig down, just kinda like I was gonna do on 8th Street, and just start going back. And then but we'd have to get a permit for the state, but I wasn't gonna do that until we're absolutely ready, because I did it out there on 8th Street, and we kept on dragging along, and had to keep up, and we're renewing it, and we never did do nothing anyway. So, doesn't take long to get the permit, believe it or not. So,
So first step, see if you can find it. So just table this till the next meeting and see where we're at, or?
Yeah.
I guess I can't speak for the rest of the council. I think any groundwork that we can lay to keep it moving is better, because I don't think that there's a project that's gonna affect as many people, because that gets used so much. And I think we need to do something about it. So that's, if we can make it happen, then I think we need to do it. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's, in my opinion, there's not big risk in keeping the legs moving, getting more of this information, because I think we need to do the project.
I think so too. I think if we can get as much information as possible right now, it'd be a first step on that. And if you can find that report, that'd be good. And like Aaron brought up, is that report still viable after 20 years?
Probably not.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
doubt
right.
it is.
Yeah.
But at least it would give you an
But
idea
it
of
would
what
give us an
that
idea, right,
come
right.
up with in 20 years or 30 years or whatever it was.
Right.
well, I'll get it with you and figure out who we need to call, out Pratt or wherever you guys wanna go out of. But if we're gonna go to Hample, I'm gonna go ahead and tell Chris to go 12 inches and then go on to Hample Drive and rebid that.
I have to agree with whoever said the 12 inches. You got 90,000 pounds going to travel that piece. Whether they're going to the grocery store, but if they go to Hamples, they're going to travel forever.
I'll get that, and then we'll figure out, I'll get with you guys afterwards and we'll figure out who to call, because I'm not for sure who around this area does all that work, so.
I know Phil Nusser, he was involved in that project in Stafford. I don't know if that would help you get
I'll
information or
give
not.
him a holler and see if he could give me some ideas. Other than that, that's all I got.
Do we need a motion to table that? No.
I'll just move it to old business.
Any other questions for Jason? Anything on the street department?
That was it.
That was it, okay. Police Chief Tory,
Done.
any questions for Tory from the council? Fire Chief Mike,
I don't have anything.
any questions for Mike? Pam?
Okay, first thing I have, I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at the list that I attached to your packet, the write-off list. These are the utility accounts that have been here even before I started it. And some of the account, like 1482, account 1482, some of the reason why that amount is so high, it's because of the clerk before Jonna, that issue that we were running into about embezzling and stuff like that. So this is the last account that stemmed from that. She's deceased, and obviously, as I explained on your sheet, we sent it to collection, but we probably won't get our money back because of, they're gone. So, I mean, the collection company is trying to go after their families and stuff like that, but it's harder and it's getting more technicals and stuff like that. So, we have a list of accounts that we written off already, so I would like to take these accounts off of our ledger book So that way, every time we do month end and year end, it doesn't pop up, and it's just, it's a lot more work to do the year end with these accounts that we don't do anything with. It's just sitting there.
Do we just sell the accounts to this collection company?
Yes. Yeah.
So do we get a kickback, or do they just buy
Yes.
it right
So,
off the start?
no, so what they do is that we, at the end of each month, we send the account to this company, and what they do is that once they collect the money, they add their fee on top of it, and then they give us what we owed, and then they take their fee. But we won't get the money until they get their money first, basically.
Yeah, they're not taking any risk.
No.
But they're doing legwork to try to get it.
Right. And basically this kind of create that ordinance that I attached to your package as well, because right now we actually have a handful of active utility accounts that people are living under their mom and dads that's already passed away, and they won't, and they refuse to come and switch utility into their names. So,
Means you get collect.
correct.
That's right.
Yes, and I'm trying to eliminate that problem, so that's why I want that ordinance passed.
So are we through talking about this? You need
I
to
mean,
make a
they're
motion
kind
on
of
that?
together, yeah, I need a motion to write off these accounts, and I need a separate motion to pass that ordinance as well.
I'll make a motion to write off these utility accounts which are listed in our packet,
Second.
totaling to $14,170.90.
Got a motion on the table by Aaron, a second by Aaron. Any more discussion? I'd like to add a couple things. Just one thing. I was a part of this when this all happened, and this is just a very small part as compared to what has already been done. All in favor? Oh, passes 3-0.
And I don't know if you have a chance to look over
The only thing
this.
I noticed was deceased is.
Yes, I changed it. Danny caught it and I changed it. The packet was already out, so,
Well, so we're speaking about this right now.
correct.
I've got some questions, and it's just, when I first read it, it's just, section 1, it's, I hereby declare the City of St. John that a person. I don't know if, I'm sure you wouldn't want to turn somebody's power off unless you had a death certificate from the executor, correct?
I mean, no, because until we know for sure that they're,
They're gone.
gone. Yeah. So,
But I just was thinking in here, is like, what's our liability from this, for the cities? I mean, what's the discernment between, say, section 4, the first sentence, and charging said person who's living there without paying the rent with fraud or identity theft? I mean, how does the city discern if they're living there lawfully or unlawfully? You could have
So
this
basically-
underage person living there.
technically, we can't, right now, our policy states that if the utility is not in your name, you have no right to ask how much your bill is. You can't, if you're not listed on your account at all, you can't make changes to the utility account. You can't turn power on and off. You can't even ask how much I owe this month. That's our policy. And this section 4 basically, we have situations where people are living under somebody else's name because they don't want to pay connection fee. It's a $250 connection fee. So their mom let them live under her name, and this person racked up a bill and left, and the mom got stuck with it, and then she passes away. So now we got stuck with that bill. So it's like you basically living under somebody else's and use somebody else's name to live under. Does that make sense?
No, I got lost.
Okay.
So
The utility is not in your name.
Say I'm the owner.
Okay.
My kid, what does my kid do to get around paying.
Okay, so your kid lived there. You don't live in the house. You live in
Oh,
a different house. Your kid live under you. Use the utility under your name. So basically, that person is using utility unlawfully based on our procedures.
Or like a situation where it come up, and I've had this in other cities, is I've got a delinquent account that I'm refusing to pay.
And you are
Just
the illegal person
I'm
living there?
I want to live in this house. Let's
Okay.
say it's my folks' house. I can't turn services on in my name, so I've got a delinquent account without paying that balance first. And so I have my folks put it in their name, and then I live there. So I've got around paying, the $500 I owe the city. And then my folks pass, I don't take it out of their name. I stop paying that one too, and the city doesn't have any recourse on recovering that. But it could be something that,
So at this point where somebody dies, what can we do? To me, this is where I'm going with this. I just think this is something that could be cleared up on the front end on how you set it up.
that's the point of this is, so like your utility bill's a contract with the city, and this is saying as part of that contract, when the account holder passes, it's gotta be switched to the current person's name, and they set up with the contract with the city. They can't leave it in the dead person's name after they pass. So this would be incorporated into that. And so
And we're not gonna enforce it like, okay, on the 31st day, we're gonna shut it off. No, we're not gonna do that. If they say, oh, hey, we're just gonna, my mom passed, we're just gonna clean out the house, and after, like, it's gonna take us 2 months. We'll work with that, but this is specifically for those that refuse to come in and change their utilities into their name, and there are people that refuse to do that and will not pay their bill.
So, say this situation's happening, the person's dead and they're not paying. If that name is in the dead person's name, can't you just shut the utilities off?
I can, but then there's a bill that come after that nobody's paying because it's in that person, the passed away person, and we can't send it to collection to try to collect our money back because that person's already gone. If it was in the person that are still here and they left us a bill, then we can send it to collection and we can try to collect that money. We have a higher chance of getting that money back if it's in a living person's name.
So at this point, you're saying we don't need a death certificate to turn the utilities off if they're dead?
yeah, we need to be able to confirm that they're dead, but I don't think we need a death certificate to do that. I think there's other ways to do that. And if you're relying on the death certificate, you gotta get that from the family. So if the person doesn't want to take it out of mom, who's deceased name, they're not gonna bring in mom's death certificate to provide that. So it'd be hard for us to get to that point if that's what we were requiring.
Okay, I just thought this was worded pretty strong, but now that you explained it, then be charged with fraud or identity theft, I'm just thinking, is that the right charge?
It could be, but that wouldn't be, generally those are felonies, so that's gonna run through the district court, through the county attorney's office, and through, Torridge investigated, through the sheriff's office investigated, and they decide it's not like, the city could call it a fraud case if they think it fits, it would get investigated, but.
So you think this is pretty sound?
Yeah, Pam sent it to me, before the last meeting. I made a couple changes, we talked about it, and I feel good about it.
So just going back to the write-off sheet, the one for 8,000, how many months worth of utilities is that,
Now, that came from...
roughly? I don't know.
That I can't tell you because when I started in 14, the account was like already at 7,000. But that came from when April Selfridge was here. And I don't know if you heard that story. You can get with me later,
Okay.
but that came from that.
I'd like to get somebody to make an executive session for about 3 minutes so I can tell you what's going on.
I make a motion that we go to executive session to discuss attorney-client privilege. Would that be appropriate? To include everyone at the table for 5 minutes.
Second.
See you again.
We'll be back at 34, 35.
You made the motion?
Yeah.
Got a motion, second. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0. We got a motion to approve ordinance number 1092-24 on the table, and we got a second by Aaron. Aaron made it, Aaron seconded. Different people. What's your name?
Gleason.
Gleason. That's it. Couldn't come to you. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Pam, you got anything else?
Oh, yes. Year-end transfers. This is the last one, I promise. So, if you look at this list, pretty much everything on this list is what we have budgeted from last year that's going to be transferred into equipment reserve, capital improvements, and stuff like that to save for, you know, vehicles, projects, whatever have you. And also the $90,000, that's what we have saved from Midwest Energy for that contract that we enter with them. So that's the money that we're going to use to pay for the new engine.
This is just clerical work, right?
Pretty much, yeah, it's the same amount almost every year, yeah. It's already, these amounts already been approved with the, when we adopted the budget, 2023 budget, so.
Motion.
Yeah,
Make a motion to pay 2023 year, or to transfer 2023 year-end transfers amounting to $374,238.94.
Second.
Got a motion on the table and a second by Mark. Motion was made by Aaron Reed. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0.
yeah, sign on that copy. Today's the 16th. Council president of council, you guys need to make take a vote or make a choice, or if you want to table it until these two are here.
Or just vote once
Well,
you
yeah,
that's not
that's what I
here.
was gonna say.
Yeah, or get it done.
So who's been here the longest? Is it
Kyle is, besides Mark, but
I've been here the longest.
yeah.
So
You should
I don't have
the
a problem
most.
with doing it again. I don't think Bob's going to run off like Mayor Tucker did, so.
Can you pass it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
with 40%
Dakota
of us
Tucker?
gone,
Yeah.
it might be better to wait just because 40% of us are gone.
That's totally up to you guys if you want to table it and then nominate somebody when these twos are here. We just need to elect somebody soon because if Bob's gone, then we need somebody to sign checks and stuff like that and run the meeting. So,
We don't need a motion to table it. do we?
Yes, we do. Well, no, I guess we don't.
no, 'cause
Table it.
Table it.
that's
Do
all.
you want to name somebody as like interim just in case something comes up between now and the next meeting? And then,
Might not be a bad idea.
Sure.
just,
Sure.
if we're talking about signing checks and stuff.
Mark.
You need a
I make a motion to make Mark Bryant the interim council president until we have a full council.
Motion on the table
Second.
and a second by Aaron Reed. All in favor? Let's see, does he have to, does he vote on that? Okay. Passes 3-0.
Okay, I'm done talking to table.
Okay, any other questions for Pam from council? I guess you're off the hook then. Anybody want to talk about the swimming pool?
Have they worked anymore on it?
I haven't heard
No, I don't
the
have
weather.
it.
Nothing,
The weather's
Yeah, unless you guys
good.
have questions.
Anything on the economic development proposal, EPIC?
No.
New
There's-
business? Executive session?
I got a question for new business.
Okay.
I went ahead and did that webinar for newly elected council people on municipal thing, which was free. There's another one I'd like to go to. Is there a continuing education fund, or do I just pay for that stuff myself?
No, if you wanted to go, let me know what day and stuff like that. And what I can do is that we have credit cards that would pay for
Just
hotel
send it
rooms
out.
and stuff like that. Yes,
Oh, this next one's a webinar.
yeah, yeah. We do pay for training for everybody. So, yeah, just get
Okay,
with me.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else on the business? I guess we need an executive session.
Who does it need to?
Oh, Jason's gone. I guess I'll present it.
Okay. Make a motion to go to executive session for 5 minutes to discuss non-elected employee evaluation to include the table.
Got a motion on the table here, second.
Second.
Second by Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0.
Be back.
I'd like to make a motion based on what we covered in the employee evaluation, the amount that we agreed on. Did enough? Did it land
I
enough?
need the
The
amount.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need the amount.
$15
to be
an hour.
stated, yes.
Got a motion on the table for Aaron Raines. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mark. All in favor? Passes 3-0. With no more other business, unless you guys got something you want to talk about, well, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn meeting.
Got a motion on the table and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 3-0.
I need your picture.